Yo, what is going on, guys? It's your boy Russ back again with some more Madden 19 Ultimate Team. In the previous episode, we did end up getting the win, and it was also Calvin Johnson's debut, man. I mean, he played like a beast. He did not make any crazy type catches, but you know what? He made catches that were necessary. We ended up getting a tough win. We came back from 14-0, ended up scoring 21 unanswered points, and now we go into a game that was hell. And you know when I call a game a hell game, you know it's a hell game, man. This dude came out. He had one scheme, he had one play, he knew what he was doing. Let me just tell you that much. He knew what reads he wanted to make out of this formation. He stuck in it all game long, Michael Vick and all. This was a pain in the fucking ass to play, man, and I do not say that lightly. Whoever this dude is, I don't know if he's somehow watching this video, but you know what, man? You are tough as hell. I give you respect, but fuck, you are annoying to play, and I hope I never play you again. 3rd and 8, this dude ends up almost a dot. Luckily, Stephon Gilmore gets in there, breaks that up, but he ends up catching me with my pass rush on aggressive, man. I'm going to stop turning it on so early, but this guy catches me early. 4th and 3, he goes ahead and decides to go for it. Luckily, it is broken up, man, so a pretty damn good start to this game, but I could tell just from the beginning that this was going to be annoying. Like, you can tell when you go into games and, you know, whether you see the guy's offense or see his defense, you can just tell it's like, oh, okay, it's on. And this was one of those games where it was like, all right, it's on. This guy knew how to stop the run. He had a specific play that he ran that worked really, really well to stop the run is right there. We don't have Calvin Johnson subbed in. I made that mistake. Usually I have Calvin Johnson over on that side. Instead, we tried to go to Jerry Rice, and you can see did not work out all that well. So we go ahead and settle for the field goal to make it 3-0 in the first quarter. Now, so far, this game has not started off all that badly. We got a 4-and-out, and we got a field goal. But then this guy starts running this play. Now, this play, oh, boy, that gave me trouble, man. This little toss play he ran, he ended up, motioning one receiver over, and, let me just say this right now. This ends up being game of the year. This is the first time in a while that I can say a game is game of the year, but this, for real, is the hardest I've tried to win in a game in a long time. For real, my team has been getting gradually better and better, and it feels like it's just been getting easier to win. But this dude, like I said, I mean, he knew what to find. You can see so far it's not that crazy, He's not really getting many plays. He just wore me down throughout the game, man. He stuck to what he was doing. It's just fucking annoying. 0 for 5 to start this game with Mike Vick. This is going great so far, man. Why am I upset? This is going fantastic. Just throw it at me, man. Why the fuck not? Bobby Wagner comes up with the interception. But like I said, when I start a game, when I call it game of the year and I call it a hell game, you guys already know this shit about to get crazy. So Eric Ebron ends up making that catch, gets us across midfield. About 6 yards right there. We'll take that. 2nd and 4. Looking for Ebron once again. This guy, he really did not give up much deep. There was sometimes he sent blitzes, stuff like that. But for the most part, he played mainly over top, man. And Eric Ebron was just kind of, he was just kind of there for those quick little dump offs, man. I accidentally left the, middle of that play, and I'm sorry. So I gotta put some filler commentary in. 1st and 10. We end up running with, or trying to run with Russell Wilson, and we end up just getting sacked. I remember that play. I ended up trying to get through that one gap between the center and the right guard, and I just got stuck. That was bad. But 2nd and 12, we're looking. We end up finding Doug Baldwin, man. That was a nice playmaker. Again, playmakers they're cheap as hell, man, but you know what? They're there, and you got to use them. They work so damn well. They just shouldn't be in the game. Like, if they weren't in the game, I would have no problem if they weren't in there. I don't rely on them, but you know what? When I see it, and I know it's going to work, it works, man. 2nd and 23 after throwing the ball away in the pocket. We end up getting a grounding penalty. Gets minus 13 on the play. Then we get sacked, so minus 20 technically. 3rd and 30, we decide to run it, and we lose another yard. So we ended up losing 21 yards total on those 3 plays, including the penalty play, of course. And, that was no bueno. We end up taking our field goal, but field goals, I could already tell we're not going to win this game. I already knew that this dude was going to figure out what my defense was doing. He was going to beat my man coverage at some point. I mean, he just had a ton of weapons, man. Like, there was pretty much everybody on the field was a threat, and then he started doing this. He started running. He started putting in different things. This guy was, for real, frustrating to play, man, and he just continues to do it. He starts to run, and he just starts mixing it up. Just mixing it up over and over and over again. Barry Sanders ends up getting a no-yard rush right there, or 2-yard, whatever. That is honestly a no-yard rush to me, because most of his rushes went for way more than that, as he finds Shannon Sharp wide open on the sideline. That was bench. Fucking bench. God damn, that's a play that goes back to Madden 15 that used to frustrate the hell out of me. Just 2 little mini out routes and, a couple of post routes to the outside. Very frustrating. 3rd and 4, decides to run with Barry Sanders, and he has a wide open gap up the middle to at least get the first down, and then ends up running into his guard. 1st and 10, decides to run this toss play again, gets a beautiful block by his lineman, but ultimately is taken down in the backfield by, I believe that was Jerry Hughes. So a pretty good play from him on the other side of the D-line. 2nd and 9, Michael Vick trying to spin out Alan Page and Richard Sherman. Cannot do it. 3rd and 4, we need this stop. Got to hold him to a field goal. No touchdowns as fucking Barry Sanders, stop it, get down. Okay, thank God. Barry Sanders scares me for a second there, but ultimately, him making that play last a tiny bit longer ends up making it go into half. With 8 seconds left, the time runs completely out. The guy actually gets to the line and gets a playoff, but he just double taps X and lets it go. So after all that, a really, really good drive. He completes it to Barry Sanders, gets a crazy-ass animation, and stays in bounds, and no time left. So just like that, we have our shutout intact, man. Going into half, we are up 6-0. We get the ball. We just got to start doing what we do. We got to start running with Todd Gurley. It's not working, though. 5 rushes for 7 yards, just not able to get it going. We're trying to pass as we get sacked, man. Lawrence Taylor. So sick of Lawrence Taylor sacking me. 3rd and 21. Looking for somebody. We're looking for the in route, and that was just not there from the get-go. Could have been picked, could have been caught, possibly if there was a little bit more on it, but it just looked like it was underthrown. I'm not sure if I was throwing like off my back foot or something, but throw just didn't look right from the beginning. So unfortunately, we don't end up doing anything with our drive coming out of half to make it at least a 9-point game. You know, that would make it 2 scores. So instead, we punt the ball, play defensive football, man. I mean, right now, we just got to protect this lead. I didn't want to obviously go for it in that situation because it was not going to work. And I had confidence in my defense, honestly, man. Even after that last drive that he put up, you know, before half, I had confidence, and then he reels off 2 big plays, and just like that, he's in the end zone, and he's up by 1 point. God, I hate it when games turn like this, man. Like I said, I did not feel like 2 field goals was going to win me this game, even when I had the lead. I felt like it was going to take a miracle for us to win with the 6 points that we had put up alone. So I knew that I was going to have to score. I knew I was going to have to get back on offense and score. It was just inevitable. And we end up taking a shot, man. We don't take a ton of shots, but right there, Eric Ebron makes that catch, man. We needed that badly. So just like that, we can easily take our lead again with our focus kicker, Morton Anderson. This is an easy field goal, but right now, we want a touchdown, man. We want a touchdown. We want to go for 2. We want to make it a full 7, but unfortunately, on 3rd and 8, I let the time run out. I didn't want to waste the second half timeout, especially when I knew that they were going to be important. So I just didn't waste it. I figured 3rd and 8, 3rd and 13. What's the difference from where we are? And we end up getting sacked anyway. So you know what? We end up taking our field goal. Like I said, easy field goal. You know, I have a lot of confidence in that focus kicker, Morton Anderson. When I got the focus kicker on him, god damn it, make field goals so much easier. It still takes me a lot of guts to want to put a ton of training into that Morton Anderson, though. Whatever. We're sitting at 90 kick power on him. He works for those type of field goals. So right now, up 9-7. Again, it just falls back on the old saying, we got to make a stop. And we're not doing it, man. I'm leaving people wide open that I should have covered. I mean, I should have him manned up. This guy quick hiked me a couple times when I was trying to get my adjustments in. I'm sure you guys know what that's like when you have to man up like 7 people. It really sucks when you have to man up 7 people to stop somebody, stop one play. It really sucks. And this guy caught me multiple times, and he just starts doing whatever the fuck he wants to do at this point. You know, like I said in the first half, you know, I may have been a little bit dramatic for how the first half pretty much went our way the entire time. But you guys can see, you know, this dude knew what he was doing. He had a scheme that he would stick to, and he stuck to it all game, and eventually it wore me down, and he knew what the hell he wanted to do, man. I mean, eventually he knew that I was out in nickel, and he could just run all over me. As right here, 1st and 10, we decided to take a shot to Calvin Johnson. He runs his corner off. Let's go ahead and get off of what the hell this guy's been doing on offense. Let's show what we've been doing on offense, man, as we end up going to the end zone, and unfortunately Jerry Rice cannot make that catch. Jerry, god damn it, can you just make one fucking catch? 2nd and 10, Doug Baldwin. We know that guy can make the catches. He does in the end zone for the touchdown as we end up taking our lead right back. We go for 2, 2-point conversion in the back of the end zone. Calvin Johnson cannot make that catch. Tried to go with the high point, unfortunately could not get it. My bad for being a little bit all over the place with the past couple minutes of this commentary, but you know what? Bottom line, man, this dude knew what he was doing. He had a scheme. He stuck to it, and you know what? We stuck to our scheme, and ultimately, it ends up keeping us in this game, man. You know, actually, you know what? We didn't stick to our scheme. We had to deviate from our scheme. We usually like to run the ball. You know, we really like to run, but instead we have to pass right there. We get away with one. Oh, boy. Jesus, I don't know how that just hit his back, but we got away with one right there. And right now, 15-14, Obviously not very content with this 1-point lead, and I'm not very comfortable with it. It's 1st and 10. He has really nowhere to go except to run with Mike Vick. Damn, dude, this guy's taking whatever he can get. He has forever in the pocket. In 1st and 10, he decides to run with Barry Sanders. Red Sea parts, and he ends up getting it inside the 20-yard line to the 19. 12 rushes for 88 yards for Barry Sanders as he has another wide open hole on the left side but can't get through it. 2nd and 8, decides to run that toss again, and Harrison Smith, thank God we click on and stop him that time. Not able to get to the edge. 3rd and 7, decides to run it to the outside and gets it. Now, with 1:26, that should have been it. That should have been it right there. With one timeout, 1:26, the game should have been over. He could have kneed the ball, ran it up the middle, and dove for all he cared, and taken his field goal. The game was over, but instead, he ends up scoring. It's the biggest mistake this motherfucker could have made. 20-15, he does decide to go for 2, and he gets it. So 22-15, this guy goes right down the field. He does whatever the fuck he wants to do. But he scores, man. I mean, ultimately, that is the thing that we wanted. I mean, at that point, we wanted him to score after he got that 1st down. I was not mad with him scoring at all. But now we have to score, man, and we're down to 30 seconds. It's not looking good. Down 7 points. We got to find some plays right there. We do find Calvin Johnson. Thank God that was in bounds. Really did not look like it was in bounds, but 1st and 10, that play gives us the chance to go all the way downfield to Calvin Johnson once again. And what do you think he does? He makes the catch, baby. 36-yard line all the way to the 3 with 16 seconds left. We have to use our last timeout. 1st and goal. Russell Wilson rolling out to the right, looking, has to throw it away. Could not find anybody. 12 seconds now. 2nd and goal. Looking for the back of the end zone. We find Eric Ebron. He makes the catch in the back of the end zone. What a catch by Eric Ebron. This card continues to show why he has earned a spot on our team. He comes up with a clutch touchdown. You guys know how tough it is for me to score inside the 10. I've had my issues. Now I got my tall receivers. I can cheese with the high points. I don't give a shit, man. I got to be able to score, and that's the way that I end up scoring. We tie this game 22-22. This guy could have ended the game. He had the win. Instead, he just thought he could stop us, man. And you know what? The EA bullshit comes our way. We get the catch with Calvin. We get the catch with Ebron. We go into OT. Now, this is where shit just explodes. I mean, we don't get the ball coming out of half, man. Now, by explodes, you would assume that, you know, our defense just fucking implodes. This guy goes down the field and in 1 play, 2 plays max, and just dots us and we're done. Or maybe runs it 7 or 8 times, you know, because our defense cannot stop the run and Barry Sanders is just a god. But instead, he decides to run it out from 9 yards deep, and Leonard Floyd lays the wood on Tyreek Hill, and Desmond King falls on the ball, and we get it at the 24-yard line. I feel like I'm about to cross over like Casper. Shit, I'm so fucking hyped about this game, man. OT does not even get a chance to get started, man. We decide to go ahead and run the ball a couple of times with Todd Gurley, take away his timeouts, make sure we cannot get iced. Thankfully, we do. We actually waste both of his timeouts on just coming out in field goal, and he ends up calling both of them, you know, to try to ice us. We come out, run a couple more plays, bring in Ricky Williams, fresh legs, make sure he does not fumble. 4th and 9. We take our field goal from the 13-yard line, and it is right down the heart. Wow, what a fucking game, man. This dude, he played probably as good as he could have played. I mean, obviously the first half kind of excluded. He did not really do much in the first half. The second half, he went off, though. I could not stop the dude. He figured out my defense. He figured out what I was doing. He exploited it. He was able to run the ball on me. A solid-ass opponent, man. I mean, ultimately, this came down to EA just giving me the extra bullshit. I mean, yes, I read the play with Ebron down the field, but the Calvin one was a complete chuck-up just in one-on-one coverage. We got the animation. We got the high point in the back of the end zone. It just all worked for us in the second half, man. I mean, it didn't work completely, especially on defense, but it all fell our way in the second half. And ultimately in OT, I don't know why the guy took it out, and I really don't know why he didn't get down when he saw Leonard Floyd chasing him. That's 6'6" against 5'10". But you know what, man? A hell of a game. Again, like I said at the beginning, game of the year, 10 for 15, 261, and 2 touchdowns for Russell Wilson. Kind of skewed stats with the completions he had. But you know what? That was a hell of a throw. Really crazy deep ball by Russell at the end to Calvin. So, whatever, man. I hope you guys enjoyed this episode. This is a hell of a game. Again, I hope you enjoyed it. And as always, I'm out. Peace.